Will Smith has done everything he can to salvage his image after the Oscar slap. He severely damaged his career in a matter of seconds, and everyone has roasted him over it. But now the future isn't looking too good for him and his career, because not only did he resign from the Academy, all of his upcoming movies have been halted. No one wants to work with him right now. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start with this article. It says Will Smith's Oscar slap is derailing several of his movie productions. Now, there are some celebrities in Hollywood who are uncancelable. They can do anything and they do not get canceled. And there are a lot of people defending Will Smith right now, saying the Oscar slap was okay, it wasn't that big of a deal, he shouldn't be canceled. But companies do not feel the same. About 10 seconds after Chris Rock joked that Jada Pinkett Smith was going to be in G.I. Jane 2 at the 2022 Oscars, the energy of the ceremony shifted, and at first a lot of us truly believed that it was staged because it seemed very staged, but at this point I really don't think that it was. Just seeing the reactions by Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith, and also Will Smith, seeing companies drop Will Smith and say, we're not going to work with you, him having to resign from the Academy. I just don't think that these things would have happened if it was planned. At this point, I do genuinely believe that he is completely unhinged and decided to do this terrible thing all on his own. There are still people who think it's just a giant PR stunt and that in a couple of months these companies are going to start these projects back up again, but it says now, as the incident is officially 1 week in the rear view, Smith is starting to see tangible repercussions following his actions at the Academy Awards, as in ones that are going to hurt his bottom line. His upcoming film with Netflix, Fast and Loose, has reportedly slowed production per The Hollywood Reporter, and the film, which had already lost its director prior to his altercation, was supposedly reprioritized following the Oscars. Smith was set to star in the film, which told the story of a crime boss who loses his memory after an attack, and I think that for something like this, they could probably recast him. Will Smith is still a giant name in the industry, and whatever project he does next will probably have a lot of attention because of the Oscar situation. I just don't know what company is going to want to deal with that. It says that news comes on the heels of another one of his project derailments. Also, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Smith was recently given the first 40 or so pages of the script for Bad Boys 4, but that production has also been slowed for the time being. I really do not think that we need a Bad Boys 4. I know a lot of people on social media are saying the same thing, like, do we really need a 4? No. Is it heartbreaking that this film might not get made for a couple of years? Not really. I personally don't really see them doing this anytime soon. I feel like for Bad Boys 4, Will Smith is ingrained in that franchise and you can't have Bad Boys 4 without him, so I do definitely think that they're going to put that on the back burner and probably not do that for a couple of years. It's not like it's a time-sensitive franchise anyway, where unless they make the next movie, they're gonna lose fans. The people who want to see Bad Boys 4 are gonna watch it no matter when they release it, but I don't think that they can get away with releasing Bad Boys 4 and not having Will Smith be front and center. Now, of course, Will Smith is a giant actor, and he's got a lot of people that have defended him through this situation, so I do think that there are always going to be people who are going to root for him being in new films, and I think that's why companies will eventually work with him again in a couple of years, but I don't see that happening with Jada. I think that her career is now over. I do not think that people are going to forgive her, because it seems like she was the reason why Will went on stage. It seemed like she was furious at the joke, she was rolling her eyes, she was disgusted by the joke, and Will Smith was laughing the whole time. He didn't care until the camera panned off of him and she must have said something to him. So while I think that maybe he can potentially fix his image, I don't think that she can do that. Smith has had a prolific career spanning 4 different decades, and he's not a bad actor, don't get me wrong, he's been in films that I've liked before, but at the same time, this situation was disgusting. Now, I'm not defending Will Smith here because he shouldn't have gotten on stage and slapped a comedian over a joke that either he or his wife took a little bit too seriously, but he was canceled over a single slap when there are people in Hollywood who should be arrested and have been arrested over doing disgusting things like Amber Heard or Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller was arrested only a week ago for threatening and harassing people. He is literally unhinged and got less coverage than the Will Smith slap. Look at AH. She was arrested for domestic abuse before, faked injuries, and has used movements like #MeToo to advance her career, yet situations with her get less coverage than this got. Again, I completely understand why the slap has gotten coverage because ultimately he's putting other comedians in danger. If they go on stage and tell an offensive joke, they could be attacked for it, but there are also so many other terrible people who Hollywood defend too that need to be called out. If he was just sitting in his seat and yelled bad things to Chris Rock, I think a lot of people wouldn't care. Oh, there's just a little bit of drama in Hollywood with all of these elite actors. A lot of people would just brush it off. But the fact that he got on stage and physically attacked someone is a giant problem, and that is not okay. And I do think that Chris Rock should have pressed charges. I know that he decided not to, and he basically said he wanted the situation to go away. And it's a great situation for him because all of the tickets to his shows are selling out. They've tripled in price. He is sitting pretty right now. He is very happy over this situation. But Will Smith is just someone who in Hollywood over the past few years has pushed wokeness, has said, oh, it's okay that, there are people coming into the industry trying to ruin it, pushing their own political opinions into films. He's someone who's done that, so it's very hard to defend him. This was also another situation from 2020. He admitted he had to pretend to like a movie he's in just to promote it. This is why a lot of people do not like Will Smith, because he admits that he has to pretend. When you admit that you're acting, even if you are an actor, no one's gonna like you. People are not gonna believe anything you say, anything you do. No one's gonna feel bad for you when you're wrapped up in controversy. Ultimately, do I think that his career is completely and utterly ruined? No, I don't think so. There are a lot of people who are furious with him, from viewers of his films to comedians and other actors, and just because people are mad at him now doesn't mean his riches and popularity go away overnight, but I do think that companies are gonna stay away from him for a few years, at least until the next Oscars come and go, because of course next year when the Oscars happen, people are gonna be talking about it again, and it's gonna get a lot of media attention. I do genuinely think that companies are gonna refuse to work with him. I mean, we're already seeing several of his movie productions be completely derailed, be put on the back burner, be stalled indefinitely, and I don't think that that's gonna stop, and I don't think we're gonna see Will Smith in movies for a couple of years. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.